As the crowd erupts in jubilation, an ominous figure lurks, ready to incite chaos with a single word. When the air thickens with tension, a steadfast guardian must choose between the cheers of his allies and the whispered fears of the opposition. What price will he pay for standing his ground? The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm golden hue over the bustling outdoor rally, where colorful patriotic banners swayed gently with the summer breeze. The air crackled with excitement, a mixture of hopeful anticipation and fervent energy swelling among the crowd gathered in the mid-sized American city. Clutching signs that proclaimed their support, attendees proudly donned red "Make America Great Again" caps, their voices rising in unison, chanting slogans that resonated with their shared beliefs. The atmosphere was charged, filled with a sense of unity and purpose that transformed an ordinary day into an extraordinary event. Amid the thrumming heart of the rally stood Alex, a rugged man in his 40s, leaning against a barricade. A former military man, his broad shoulders were squared as he surveyed the crowd with a watchful gaze. Loyal to Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, he took his role as a security guard seriously, viewing it as a noble mission to protect the ideals that shaped his identity. His weathered hands gripped the radio in his pocket, the weight of responsibility ever present. On the stage, Donald Trump's commanding figure loomed, a beacon of hope for supporters, a larger-than-life leader whose words ignited a fire within the crowd. Yet amidst the cheers and applause, a sense of foreboding lingered silently, embodied by a disgruntled protester lurking at the edge of the event, their intentions cloaked in shadow. The rally unfolded in a wave of color and sound, splashes of red, white, and blue blanketing the plaza as throngs of supporters gathered beneath the swaying banners. The air was thick with the scent of popcorn and grilled meats from food vendors, mingling with the intangible essence of collective hope. Clouds of enthusiasm hung above the crowd, who waved flags and shouted slogans, embodying a fervor that electrified the scene. At the center, Alex stood rigidly beside the stage, every fiber of his military-trained being attuned to the atmosphere. Donald Trump animatedly gestured as he spoke, his voice booming with fervor that resonated in the hearts of his followers. But amidst the roar, a discordant note rang sharp. Alex's attention flickered to the side when he noticed a figure moving uneasily against the periphery, eyes locked onto the stage, remnants of anger bubbling just beneath the surface. Before Alex could fully process, the disgruntled protesters surged forward, weaving through bewildered attendees, their determined expression a stark contrast to the jubilation surrounding them. Gasps rippled through the crowd as the protester breached the barriers, creating a moment of palpable tension. Alex's instincts kicked in, heart racing as he readied himself to confront this unexpected threat, aware that a delicate balance hung between the rally's uplifting spirit and the brewing chaos. Alex stepped forward, confronting the protester whose anger radiated like heat from a fire. The crowd roared around them, a cacophony of cheers and shouts, a reflection of their divided hearts. The disgruntled figure's face, twisted with resentment, barked accusations at Alex. "You call yourself a protector? You're nothing but a puppet, blindly following a man who divides us all." The words struck Alex like a slap. He swallowed hard, the pride of his service at war battling against the sting of self-doubt. "I protect the values we believe in," he replied, firm. But the protester's next words pierced deeper. "Values? You mean hatred, bigotry, and ignorance? How can you stand by while he—" "Enough," Alex interrupted, his voice rising above the confusion. "You don't understand what this is about. It's about hope, about bringing people together who felt forgotten." The protester's sneer only deepened. "So, you think this is unity? These people only see the world through Trump-colored glasses." As the protesters' words hung in the air, a ripple of discomfort moved through the crowd, and Alex felt a pang of uncertainty. He glanced at the supporters around him, their faces a blend of enthusiasm and fear. They looked to him, standing at the front lines between their ideals and the chaos unraveling before them. He could feel the weight of expectations pressing on him. Was he truly protecting something valuable, or just feeding into a narrative he was conditioned to believe? As the protesters' taunts kept escalating, Alex clenched his fists, torn between his role and the growing realization that perhaps they were all searching for something deeper. "Let's not fight among ourselves," he pleaded, eyes scanning the faces. Some were proud, others filled with doubt. "We came here for change, to uplift one another." The crowd's passion swelled, but so too did the anger on both sides. With tension thick enough to slice, the moment hung in the balance, asking Alex to choose not only a path forward, but who he truly wanted to be amidst the turmoil. As the protesters' words pierced through the rally's jubilant atmosphere, Alex felt the weight of every glare upon him. The crowd had surged, a tide of confused emotions swelling at the edges of the stage, their once harmonious chants of support morphing into a cacophony of uncertainty. "What are you really defending?" The protesters spat, their voice like acid. "Hate? Division? What makes you any better than us?" Alex's grip tightened around his earpiece, the buzzing of chaos echoing in his ear. He could see faces contorting with fear. Anger replaced eagerness. "I stand for our future," he shouted back, projecting his voice over the commotion, trying to rally the supporters. But as the protesters sneered, a small faction of discontent began to grow bolder, their dissent like weeds threatening the blossoming unity around him. At that moment, a rally attendee surged forward, fists clenched, ready to retaliate. "Shut up! Get out of here!" another echoed, brandishing an American flag like a weapon. Alex stepped forward instinctively, blocking the confrontations. "We're better than this!" He raised his hands, hoping to calm the escalating fury. "Let's not stoop to their level." Breaths quickened as the protesters' defiance swirled. They pointed a finger straight at Alex. "You don't know what you're protecting. This is a farce and you're just a pawn in their game." The energy teetered on a knife's edge, adrenaline pulsing through his veins. "Stop!" Alex yelled, meeting the protesters' challenge with unyielding resolve, yet questioning the strength of his convictions. And for a heartbeat, he wondered if his own beliefs were indeed fragile enough to dance in the shadows of prejudice. Suddenly, a loud pop echoed through the air, halting all movement. The crowd froze. What was that? A gunshot? A firecracker? Alex's heart raced as he turned toward the source of the sound, instincts screaming for action as the palpable tension hung thick in the fraying space. What was about to unfold? As the rally dissolved into chaos, Alex stood at the center of the maelstrom, stifled between Mr. Trump's rising rhetoric and the cries of dissent swirling ominously around him. The disgruntled protester, wild-eyed and shouting, hurled accusations as if they were stones, striking deep into the heart of Alex's convictions. "You call yourself a protector? You're nothing but a pawn in their game." The crowd's frenzied energy twisted painfully as Alex felt the eyes of supporters and those against him pinning him to the moment. His heart raced, a storm of emotions thrashing within him. "I protect the ideals we believe in," he shot back, the words bursting forth like a dam breaking. "I protect unity." And yet in the back of his mind, a nagging doubt weighed heavily. Was he, standing in a branded cap, truly upholding his values or merely playing a role? He breathed deeply, the air thick with tension, and focused on the sea of faces surrounding him. They looked to him for reassurance, their hope fragile and flickering like candlelight in a tempest. Suddenly, the protester closed the distance, voice rising above the chaos. "You think you're a hero? Look around. Where's the love? Where's the understanding?" Each word felt like a questioning echo ripping through Alex, clear and unyielding. With a trembling heart, Alex shifted his approach. "You're right," he finally admitted, the clarity washing over him. "This isn't just about Trump. This is about us, about understanding and bridging divides. We must find a way forward together, not apart." Silence enveloped the moment, the crowd stunned. In that pivotal breath, Alex recognized that his role was more than security. It was a call to bridge gaps, encouraging dialogue in an increasingly fractured world. Armed with this realization, he took a step toward the protester, raising his hands not in aggression, but invitation, a commitment to foster unity. The turning point shimmered, Alex's path forward illuminated. An unexpected insight transformed him from mere protector to a beacon of hope for reconciliation, igniting a fire within that would reshape not only his identity, but the rally itself. The crowd shifted, a collective heartbeat echoing a new understanding, a rally for connection rather than discord. In the days that followed the rally, Alex found himself in an unexpected role as a community leader. He attended various events, not as a simple security guard, but as someone who could channel the chaos of that day into meaningful dialogue. Conversations sparked between supporters and skeptics alike, where empathy began to bridge divides. He learned to embrace his dual identity, recognizing that standing up for one's beliefs didn't mean alienating others, but fostering understanding. Alex's heart swelled with pride as he saw Trump supporters engage in discussions, advocating for respect and unity rather than division. By the time winter winds swept through the city, the community had transformed. Together, they organized charity drives, showing compassion even to those who had once protested against them. Alex realized the true strength of his belief lay not just in loyalty to a leader, but in uplifting lives around him, facilitating a shared vision for a brighter tomorrow. In this unity, he discovered his new purpose, reborn as a symbol of resilience and hope.